Some breaking news out of Congress. Also, what Chuck Schumer and the president are now saying about the stimulus package. And an update on student loans that are supposed to be resuming in less than 2 months from right now. And some of you right here in this community will be getting $400 in early 2022 as a result of a recent announcement out of one of the governors of one of the states. I have all the details for you of everything in this video, plus a lot more, so let's get into this right away. But if you haven't done so yet, or if you happen to be new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video so I can keep you updated each and every day with all of this information that is changing very rapidly. I do all the research on your behalf so that you don't need to, and I take all of the most valuable information that I find, bring it back in these short videos so that you can stay tuned with everything going on. So again, thank you so much for joining me. I truly do appreciate your support, and please remember, I'm here to help out in any way that I possibly can as your one and only daily advocate. So if you haven't done so, hit that subscribe button down below, and let's get into this right away. All right, so we have a lot to talk about once again in this video, as there's a lot of updates, so let's work our way through these one at a time. In fact, I do have some breaking information that just came out. I was literally had my finger on the record button, and then all of a sudden I got a notification. So I had to stop for a minute, do a couple more minutes of research to figure out what this was so that I could bring it to you right here in this video. So this is literally just a few minutes ago that this came out. All right, so let's talk through this and then we'll get into the other content here in the video. All right, so we just got some breaking information that lawmakers in the Senate have now come together and agreed that they can hold a procedural partisan vote to actually raise the debt ceiling on a partisan basis. In other words, Democrats can do this alone without Republican support. Now, you might be wondering, why do we care? This isn't the stimulus package. We don't care about this. We actually do care, because this is a really big issue. This is the debt ceiling issue that we've been talking about for quite a while now, and according to Janet Yellen, the Treasury Secretary, we would be hitting the debt ceiling, in other words, running out of money, and the federal government would not be able to pay the bills in a matter of a few days here, from about a week from right now. So it could get really bad really fast. However, it sounds like Democrats will be able to do this according to this new agreement that literally just hit the wire a short time ago on a partisan basis. So they will not need Republican support to do this. This is a new agreement that they just agreed upon. So it's still developing, but as we get more information, of course, I'll let you know. But that was hot off the wire. Seriously, I mean, it's still white hot, right? All right, anyway, let's keep rolling here. So let's talk about Chuck Schumer, the leader of the Senate on the Democratic side, and what the president are now saying about the stimulus package. Now remember, the stimulus package is the reconciliation bill. Of course, you know that because we've talked about that many, many times here. All right, so Chuck Schumer hit the floor in the Senate and said a number of different things. He is still reiterating that his plan is to bring this bill to the floor on or before they leave for Christmas to actually get this thing fully passed through the Senate. He mentioned that there's a lot of work ahead of them. There's a lot of work going on simultaneously right here, right now, along with those discussions with the Senate parliamentarian, and along with getting all of this passed, that the plan is still to bring it and to get it fully passed through the Senate before that deadline of Christmas, and that it's likely going to take long nights and weekends, which, by the way, senators will likely have to work through this coming weekend. So I feel like, fine, if you guys don't finish your work, you guys got to stay and doing it. So basically, Chuck Schumer was telling everybody in a nice way, kind of leading into it, saying, yeah, we're likely going to stay this weekend and keep working. So yeah, I think it's kind of funny that they have to work over the weekends. But again, they should. Seriously, if they're working on something and it's a high priority, if something's a high priority, you got to do it, right? You just need to work, even if it means working on a weekend. I mean, that's just life sometimes. You got to work on the weekend sometimes. But anyway, so basically he just went on to say that this is the plan, and we're down to about 2.5 weeks here before they want to get it fully passed. They've got a lot of work ahead of them. And with that being said, the Senate parliamentarian is wrapping up meetings with Democratic committees today, as they had those meetings yesterday as well, and they extended in today. And then after today, we should be getting a much better glimpse as far as what can be included in the package, what may need to be removed, and what can possibly be added back in as far as new proposals that they may want to put in this package. Now, next they go into another process where it's called bird bath, something like that. Now, again, that's what they've been calling it. So this is basically where Democrats and Republicans kind of listen to all of everything going on within the package and can possibly like throw things out, add things in. I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't really understand it. I read it multiple different times, and I was kind of like, wait, what does that mean? So anyway, they're going into some kind of bird bath situation now. So I don't know. All I can picture is a little bird like flopping around in the bath, getting all wet. I mean, you probably witnessed that, right? It's always kind of funny watching the birds do that. But anyway, that's all I can really picture when I see them talking about that. All right, but anyway, so that's what's going on with that. Now, yesterday also, the president was out and there was a question from a reporter on the stimulus package. And he went on to say that they're going to get this thing done no matter how long it takes. So he didn't necessarily say that they're going to stick to the Christmas deadline, but rather basically saying we're going to get it done regardless of how long this takes. So whether it takes 3 weeks, 3 months, or who knows how long, 6 more months, I highly doubt it's going to take that long. But he's just essentially saying we're going to get this done regardless of how long it's going to take us. All right, let's quickly talk about what Chuck Schumer is saying about student loans that are supposed to resume here in less than 2 months, and then we'll talk about this $400 that'll be going out to some of you right here in this community in one of the states as an announcement out of the governor. All right, so let's quickly talk about this student loan resuming of payments. All right, so for a very long time now, it's been a very long time, student loans have continued to be deferred, as in no payments. But those are going to be resuming as of February 1st, 2022. While Chuck Schumer was out once again reiterating his stance on student loan payments, basically saying we need to wipe all the student loan payments off the books and pretty much just make it all zero. Just zero everything out. The federal government can just wipe it off the books and pretend like it was never there, which, by the way, as of right now, there's about $1.8 trillion in student loans outstanding at this time across 43 million borrowers. So 43 million people have $1.8 trillion in student loan debt. So a lot of money, right? Almost $2 trillion. It's basically the price of the stimulus package. A little less, but essentially the same price as the stimulus package they're currently working on, just to kind of put it into perspective a little bit more. However, basically he went on to say that a lot of these people who have student loans cannot even imagine how they're going to be paying these bills, these loans again, when they resume in less than 2 months. And he went on to reiterate that they should just cancel student loans, but at a minimum, they should extend this out. They being the president. President should extend out the student loan payments for a bit longer. Now, according to a survey, 89% of people who have student loans are saying that they would not be able to pay them back if they resume in February. Like 89% of people said that they would not be financially stable enough to start paying back these student loans when they resume in February. Now, let's be real. Okay, I'm just be honest with you. I don't have student loans, but if I had student loans and somebody came up to me and said, hey, are you financially stable to pay back your student loans? Of course, the answer is always going to be no. You know what I mean? I don't care where I'm sitting. The answer is always going to say, no, I don't want to pay it back. I'm never ready to pay my student loans back. You know what I mean? So if somebody asked me, I would always say, no, I'm pretty much not ready. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, 89% of people are saying, I don't know how we're going to do this. It's just not feasible for us right now to pay these loans back when they resume in about 2 months from right now. So February 1st, and Chuck Schumer is really telling the president, hey, I'm encouraging you to push this out a little bit further and to extend the forbearance period on these student loans for a bit longer. So we will see what actually happens with that. But as of right now, February 1st, these payments will resume. And it could be kind of a bad situation for a lot of people who are maybe still struggling. Here's something else that Chuck Schumer said, and I feel like this is a little bit contradictory, and we're going to get into this here in just a second. So Chuck Schumer went on to say that we cannot, well, this is not an exact quote, but he essentially went on to say that we cannot have student loan payments resume in February because COVID is still here, especially with this new Omicron variant. Okay, fair assessment. But then if that's the case, if we're so concerned about the COVID variant, then why are we not offering additional financial support to so many people who are still struggling right now? Kind of makes sense? So I get it. Maybe if we continue to have this student loan forbearance, as in they don't need to pay it back right now, that's fine. But if you want to extend it out, again, that's fine. But what about all the other people out there who are still struggling right now, that are still within the depths of this whole COVID situation and the new Omicron variant and all of that business going on, but yet they don't deserve any financial support either during this time? Again, is it just me, or am I just completely confused by this? But to say that one group can continue on with no payments. Now, again, I'm not saying that you shouldn't do this. That's totally fine. Extend out the forbearance period. That's totally fine. But I'm saying, what about all the other people who do not have student loans? Should we just forget about them and say, well, tough luck, you don't have loans, so we shouldn't give you any financial support? I feel like that's wrong. I feel like let's make it even. They want to have a country here that's equitable, right? A country that is united and fair. If that's the case, then it should be a fair playing field across the board for everybody, right? Especially people like seniors, elderly, people with disabilities, low income. What about all of them? So I can't help but see all of the loopholes and all of the inconsistencies between a lot of things that are said out there. So anyway, I thought that was a little bit interesting. I thought, what about all the other people that are struggling right now that maybe need a little stimulus check, or I don't know, anything else out there. So I just thought that was a little bit interesting. So that's what we've got going with that. All right, let's quickly talk about this $400. If you are in the state of Michigan, listen up. This is for you. Michigan, your governor has just done something pretty cool for you. Now, here's the thing. If you own a vehicle and it had auto insurance as of Halloween night, so the end of the day on October 31st, 2021, winner, you're going to grab yourself $400 in early 2022. So here's what happened. In the state of Michigan, there is, what is it called? I'm forgetting what it's called now. I'm so sorry. It's some kind of, when you pay into your auto insurance, there's some kind of additional coverage that you pay for. Oh, it's catastrophic type of insurance, something like that. Again, there's some other word that I'm totally forgetting. Catastrophic coverage as well. And basically everybody pays into this in Michigan. Apparently Michigan is known for very high auto insurance. But anyway, many people in Michigan have been paying into this for a very long time now. Well, they have a huge surplus of billions of dollars as a result of many people paying into this in the state of Michigan on their auto insurance. Well, here's what's been directed. As a result of the Michigan governor, they actually ruled that this money should go back to the Michigan people who have auto coverage on a vehicle. So here's what they've decided. In the second quarter of 2022, so the second quarter being April, May, June, so sometime within the second quarter of 2022, they're going to be sending back a $400 check to you per vehicle that had auto insurance on it as of 11:59 p.m. October 31st, 2021. So if you have a vehicle and you live in Michigan and it had active auto insurance on it as of the end of the day, Halloween of 2021, you should be getting a $400 check. However, there's one exception. If you have a historical vehicle, some people call them historical, some people call them collectors. If you had a collector vehicle, it looks like the refund will be $80 instead. So just keep that in mind, just in case you have an older vehicle and it's technically called a historical or collector, some people call them. It looks like it'd be $80 instead. But anyway, this is going out, billions of dollars. It looked like several $billion they're going to be refunding to people in Michigan just because of this extra premium that they've been paying for many, many years now. And they're going to send it back to every single vehicle in Michigan. Again, provided it has auto insurance as of the end of the day, October 31st, 2021. Now, again, if you live in Michigan and this is your situation, of course, I don't know your exact situation, so no promises. But what I would say, look it up. If you're in Michigan and you own a vehicle, please look it up. I just found it as well. This is something that was just announced. And this was endorsed by the governor. So check it out. You probably already know about it. I'm thinking maybe you do, but this is something that's brand new as of just like yesterday, I believe. So I just found this for you and wanted to bring it to you. So yet again, another check. And by the way, this is not a guaranteed basic income program. This is just a one-time refund from auto insurance in the state of Michigan. So hope that clears it up. Anyway, a lot of stuff going on, right? And I have a whole list of other things I want to talk about, but you know what? This video is getting to be a little bit long. As you know, I like to boil it all down into like 3, 4, 5 topics at most per video, just because otherwise it gets to be a long video and it gets to be a lot of information. So I like to bring it back in shorter videos and just clear and concise, straight to the point. So I'm going to leave it there for now. I'm going to get back to it and start compiling all my information for the next one that I'll have out here in just a couple hours. So again, thanks so much for joining me. Subscribe down below. It's totally free to do so. Share this video with your friends, family, and social media, and I'll catch you in the next video a little bit later. Subscribe down below. Go back and check out some other videos right here on the channel, as there's almost 2,000 of them. All right, thanks again. I'll see you later.